of all, we have to understand where it comes from. Okay. We have to know that it may seem innate to us not to put ourselves in that mindset, in that position, but we've got to understand where it comes from. It is cultural. And when I say cultural, it's layered on many levels. Okay. It's generational, because we watch the generational trauma to our people and what happens to us when we are uppity, if you will, right? Or if we step out of line in some way, that has trained us to be a certain way. We are women. In gender roles, we are taught to be subservient, that subservient is better. And that if you appear to be ambitious, you could be called too ambitious. We saw that with Kamala Harris at the very highest levels of this country in leadership. It's female. It's also, if you are of faith, it comes from our churchiness. And I want to make a very distinct difference between the churchiness and the faith. Because if you look at the faith purely for what is in the word, if you're in the Judeo-Christian, synopsis or paradigm, you are going to find that some of the things that we've adopted as a church culture when it comes to patriarchal feelings and dealings are not necessarily what Jesus taught. Okay. But so often in our faith, we've taken the suffering that our people have, endured over the years and worn it as a crown, because, Jesus suffered and died for our sins. But at the end of the day, it's like, Jesus suffered for our sins. Must I suffer in order to get my crown? So there is a mindset that we must just take it. Okay. Turn the other cheek. Right. Not a bad idea, but you know what? You need to be smart about that. You don't always need to do that. Okay.
Don't ruffle any feathers.
Right. And then on top of that, there's our Black culture in the history of the United States, and the bonus chapters that are coming up that will drop at the end of the spring actually get underneath some of those plantation dealings that are still playing out in our workplaces and in society today. So one is to know where it all comes from, okay? And know that it's not right. Right. And that will help you to get a handle on it. But two, the other thing is, it's no different than imposter syndrome or the negative self-talk that we do to ourselves just to say, I'm afraid. I don't think I can do this, right? It's fear. At the end of the day, it's fear. And we've seen so many smart people say, you know what? The opportunity is on the other side of fear. And when you realize that you need fear in order to be courageous, that bravery doesn't exist without courage. I mean, bravery doesn't exist without fear. That you will give yourself permission to feel all the fear, but still push through it.
And do it anyway.
Right. But you got to be able to have what you said. It's not innate. You have to manufacture these feelings, right? In the beginning, you have to manufacture it. And part of the way you do it is the positive self-talk, which is why we have the affirmations. But it's also getting the people who believe in you to reinforce those affirmations and pour those good thoughts and those good positive vibes. And, telling you're the boss. You're a boss. You can do this. That's the only way that you can do it. Plus, you need to have some financial things going on outside of that company. Diversify your income streams, and also have what my mentor coach calls FU money in the bank.
Ooh. Ooh. I think